everyone, welcome to Winged Paper Crafting. My name is Angel Fitch. If you're new around here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. I'm so glad you've decided to stop by my YouTube channel today. Today we're going to do our second set of alternatives for the December 2025 paper pumpkin kit called Watercolor in Bloom. And here are the 9 cards that you could have done had you done them as intended. And as you know, we kind of change things up around here, so we're going to do, like I said, our second set of alternatives. But before we get started, I want to just ask everybody if you could hit that like and subscribe and make sure that you ring that bell so you get notified every time I upload a video. I'm really trying to grow my YouTube channel, and I can't do that without all of you guys, so I do appreciate it. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. So I've got a card base here of Secret Sea that is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. I'm going to give it a good burnish. Got a piece of white for the inside that's 4 by 5 1/4. I have another piece of white here that is 2.5 by 5 1/4. And then I've got a piece of part of one of the card bases that I have cut down to 2 1/4 by 5. So we're going to put our pattern paper onto this piece of white. And then we're going to use some of these pieces that came in the kit to build us up a focal point. So let's first get this down onto our piece of white cardstock here, and I'm making sure to put the darkest color of blue in this variegated piece here at the bottom, because I think the darker colors just to me kind of appear heavier, so I figure they should be at the bottom. So we'll give that a good press. Now this is going to go in the middle of our card base, and we're going to center it up just like this. So I'm centering basically left to right and making sure I have relatively the same amount of blue on the top and bottom. Let's don't go crazy. That was a little much. Let's see, that looks pretty good. So we'll give that a good press. Okay. Now, we've got a piece of vellum that came in the kit, and we have this really pretty punch out here. So we're going to put these together, and then we're going to build up a little scene here for a focal point at the bottom. I've got a couple of pieces that came in the kit, so that would be this little flower piece here, or leafy piece, and this flower. And then the rest of this is stuff that I cut from the add-on dies for this quarter. So we're just going to see what of this we'll use here in a minute. So first things first, I'm going to put our little patterned, or our little focal cutout piece here down on top of the vellum. And I'm going to try to do my best here to kind of center this up. And I'm keeping the glue on the just where the white was, so you know, glue shows through the vellum, and if I keep it on the white, then it's not going to show. So we'll just press that down. We're going to leave all of these little leaves out here to just kind of, you know, flap in the wind, as they say. Now I'm going to take this. I'm going to put glue down, but again, keep it on that white piece. It's because we don't want any part of that glue to show. Then I'm going to center this up. And I'm going to stamp on this. I probably should have done that before we started gluing, but you know, I didn't. Because I seem to be in a hurry to get this down. So let's see here. It's okay. We can still stamp on it. No biggie. Alright, so what we're going to do is we've got, in the kit, there is this thank you stamp. So I'm going to put thank you right across here. And on the inside, I'm going to do the little things you do. The little things you do for me mean so much, because that's going to be our inside. So let's go ahead and get our stamping done. So here's our thank you stamp and our inside stamp. We are going to stamp in Secret Sea. Now, I kind of want to see just roughly how this is going to lay out here, so that I kind of know, excuse me, where or how far up I need to put my stamping. So I'm just going to kind of, I don't know, this isn't how we're going to do it in the end, but I just wanted to kind of see. Okay, so I know I need to be in about the upper third of our oval there. So let's get some ink on this stamp, and we'll make sure we get it nice and inky. And now I'm just going to kind of brush this away because I don't want to get ink on it, and see if I can get just in the upper part here, and hopefully somewhat centered from left to right. I'm just going to give that a second. There we go. So we've got our thank you. And then on the inside, we're going to do our "the little things mean so much" here. So we'll get some ink on this. I'm going to line this up on my glass mat so we can hopefully start with it somewhat straight. And then I will get this down. Okay, perfect. All right, now I'm going to put the ink away so I don't put my fingers in it, because you know I will. And let's go ahead and get now our little scene built up here. So I'm going to put down the leafy piece that came in the kit first. I want it to be down here in this bottom right hand corner, just like that. And then I'm going to pop our flower up on a dimensional so we can give it some height. Let's see, here we go. Nope, those are the minis. Where are my regular dimensionals? There, no, not there. Here they are. I found them buried here. Okay, so I'm just going to put one in the middle of this. And I'm not going to take the back off quite yet. I'm just going to lay it down here, because I want to be able to tuck these under this without it being in the way. So let's just kind of put that right there. And then we're going to put some glue. Let's see, which way does this goes one way or the other. I think it's like this. So we'll get some glue, just a little bit on these leaves. I'm going to hold this with my one finger and kind of slide this under here. So we'll put that one right there. Okay, we put that back. We may not use all of this. Let's see, let's do this one. So put some glue just a little bit on these. And again, I'm going to hold this down. I'm going to slide this down in there, kind of like that maybe. Okay, now maybe we'll do these little doodad things here next. These are very tiny, but I'm just going to put just the littlest bit of glue, and we're going to take one of these and slide it right there, and the other one, another drop of glue, and we'll slide this one kind of down here so we can put that right there. Then when we peel off our our dimensional back and put that down, that's kind of going to be the center of our little cluster that we built. Now I didn't use this one. I'm just not sure if we have room for it. So I'm just going to put that one, we'll use that on a different project. So let's go ahead and take our dimensional off here, the back of our dimensional. And we'll go ahead and put this right down here in the middle of our little flower cluster there, or leafy cluster, I suppose. And then we'll get our inside piece in. And the last thing we'll need is bling. And what I think I'm going to do for this one, we've got something on the, I guess not. I thought I had something on the inside of that card. Okay, so let's see. Let's put this down. All right, now we're going to use the bronze sequins that came with the kit right here. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take one of the big ones and put right here in the center of our flower. And I think I'm just going to do the one, and because I think that's about all it needs. Okay, so there's our first one. Now, our next one, we're going to start with a white card base here that's 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. We'll give this a good burnish. And then I've got our piece for the inside that's 4 by 5 1/4. I've got one of the card bases, this leafy one here, that I cut down to 4 by 5 1/4, and it's going to be our first layer here on our card base. So let's go ahead and put this one down. And we'll just put that right here centered on the front. Just kind of like that. Looks pretty good, so we'll give that a good press. Next, this is the piece, another piece that came in the kit, and so we're going to put this in the middle like that. So we'll get this down. This is what I'm going to say is kind of one of those easy button cards, because we're going to let all the pieces basically that came in the kit do the work for us. So we're going to center that up, give that a good press. Here's one of the label pieces that came in the kit, and we're going to stamp on that and then put that in the middle. So we are going to stamp on this one, this Dear Friend, and You Make Me Feel Loved. And so I've got this on a block here, and I've put the two stamps together. So I just put them down, picked them up. We're going to stamp in, I think we're going to do Garden Green for this one. You could do Secret Sea as well, but I think I want to just change it up a bit, and we'll do some green here. So let me ink this up, and I'm going to line that one up on the glass mat. Let's see if we can get this down without my head getting in the way. This is one of those you kind of gotta get over it so you can see what you're doing. Hang on, I think that moved on me just a bit. Okay, there we go. Now. Okay, hopefully that's straight. And I give it a good press here. Get that off there. There we go. So perfect. All right. So we're going to put that here in the middle. And I think we can actually put it up on some dimensionals. So why don't we do that? And we'll get that put down there in that opening for this. So we'll just line that up right between the flower clusters. Kind of make sure it's even from side to side. So just like that, push that down. And then for the inside, I'm going to do a couple of the other stamps that were in the kit. This one that says Miss You, and then So Much. So we're going to put that on our inside. I've put them both on the same block, so I only have to stamp once. So we'll get this centered up. I don't know if that was straight. I bet it, not bad. Okay, thought maybe it wasn't. All right, we'll put our ink away. We'll get this on our inside, and we'll be done other than the bling. So both of these were pretty easy. But this one is definitely an easy button. Okay, so we'll just get this on here. Center down there. Is that a good press? Now, bling. We're going to use the same bronze gems here. And we're going to do, let's see, let's do one of the bigger ones. Okay, it doesn't want to, oh, well, it helped if I had it turned right side up. Uh-oh, I lost that one. I will find it. Let's put this one up here somewhere. Let's see, thinking right in there. And then a couple of the little ones, maybe here. And another one down here maybe. There we go. Okay, perfect. All right, so here are our 2 cards for today. So again, like I said, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe and ring that bell. And I will see you all in the next one. Have a crafty evening. Bye.